evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bigfoot Odysseys and Researchers Reports. We don't really have a researcher on for you tonight, but I tried to find one. Daniela tried to find somebody. The one person that I thought was going to come on kind of backed out on us. But hey, we're here. I'm Kerry Arnold. With me, as always, producer and co-host of the report, Miss Daniela Aiello. How are you, dear?
I'm good, thank you.
And our good friend Zach from Rooted Expeditions has joined us here. You wouldn't call yourself a researcher, would you? Are you a researcher? You are an explorer, aren't you?
Explorer, but
Yeah.
research the history. So
Okay, I guess researcher is kind of a loose term, and it's kind of an objective thing. We appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with us, even though we don't have a researcher or anybody for you guys as far as Bigfoot. But we'll get into some stuff. We'll take Q&A. We'll do that. I've got some announcements to make, some favors to ask and put out there. If you haven't gone and subscribed to Rooted Expeditions, go and check out Zach's channel. Some very interesting stuff there. I think I didn't check out your last video yet. I apologize, but I will get around to it. I usually put stuff like that on whenever I'm reading through stories, trying to find stuff for the other channel, the Shudder, which a brand new video should be coming out tonight. It's probably going to be late, maybe around 9 o'clock tonight. I'll put it out. I put one out late last night that you guys really need to check out. Sue Richardson. It's long. It's an awesome story. But I was just finishing one up when we started up here. I got bad news today. A good friend of mine, Eric, we call him Bear. He calls me just maybe an hour and a half ago, and he has glioblastoma in his brain, front right hemisphere, and he's in the hospital now. They had given him about a year, 10 months ago. So he's in the hospital now, and he's not coming out. So that was, so you just pray for him. If you can, say a prayer for, his name's Eric Williams, but we called him Bear. So it's not looking good. I had signed a contract to go to work, and the company I signed with, was a friend of mine, was the GM, somebody that I'd worked with years ago. And, they just couldn't make it. They sold out. They sold the company to somebody else. So that it kind of puts me out. So I have to go out there. That's all I have. That's just what I've got to do. I've got to get out there. The only thing is for me, and I'm having to just take the pride and throw it in the back pocket right now, is that I can't afford to get there. I can't afford to get there. So I'm asking you guys to help me out, help me get out there so I can put myself in front of these people and get my job back. At least when it comes back, I'll be able to talk to them, get in front of them, and they will call me, because I've got a good reputation in the business as far as a well testing goes. If you call them on the phone, it's just not as good a chance. So I'm going to go out there, and I'm asking you guys to help me get there. Simple as that. If you can spare $3, we've helped a lot of people on this channel, and I never thought I'd be asking for myself. And it's a hard thing to do, and I hate doing it, but I can't. I don't have a choice. I have to. And I appreciate everybody that's helped us already so much. I just didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but I did. I did it. So if you got $3, if I can get 100 people to throw in $3, I can get there and back and stay the night and do this. So I appreciate everybody that helps us out already. It's huge thing for us. So just a lot of bad news here lately, and I'm not trying to pour it out on anybody else. I want you guys to pray for Eric, for Bear, and that's it. So really, really much appreciated. What happened to Zach?
Not sure.
I think he had some noise going in the background there, didn't he?
Yeah, he'll be back, I'm sure. So,
yeah.
Well,
I know, right? What a way to start the show. Bad news.
There's ups and downs in life, isn't there? And we have to deal with them all. And
right, best way we can.
Best way we can. and these guys are here, come good and bad, and they have been, haven't they? People have stood by you, and you've helped people, and it all goes round.
The big deal's Bear. He's gone with us. He went with us to the conference when we filmed Sisters of the Moon. He went with us to film when we did the episode 11 here with Mike and Dee, and did their episode for Bigfoot Odysseys. It was episode 11, I think.
Right.
Where they had him around their house. He was right there with us. We never put him on camera. He didn't want to be. He didn't want to be recognized or anything. But he had it then and never said anything to me. And just getting that call and finding out that he's got this, Linda's, I haven't told her yet. I hope she's not watching. She's gonna be devastated. But I just wanted you guys to if we get some prayers for him to ease him. There's nothing that can be done, and it's a sad state of affairs. Absolutely. And
guys, I've put the PayPal link in the chat there for people who are asking where they can donate. I'll just put it up again now. There you go.
I'll pay you back. I promise I'll pay you back. $5. I'll pay you back. It's such a hard thing to do to check the pride like that. But hey, this is what I've got. I've got a place I can do it, and a bunch of friends, and we've done it. So
yeah. Well, you
we are
more fool if you don't ask for help, because what you're going to do, you have to start somewhere, right? Don't you? And if it's asking for help, I know it doesn't come naturally to a lot of people. You've always been an independent guy to me, and that's the hard thing, is when you're struggling and you're not used to struggling. It's not easy to ask for help.
It isn't. And shout out to Shane Bergeron, Cloud Dodd that gave. It was yesterday, day before yesterday, and my good buddy Brad. He told me not to mention his name, but I don't care. Thank you.
Thanks, Brad. Justin.
$3, Justin Walker. Hey, if you guys want to donate on here, that's fine. But YouTube's going to take 35% of it for themselves. So,
but
I will get that on the 21st or 22nd. Thank you.
Hey, Kerry. After this,
look, I'm not asking for that much, guys. Just $3 or $4 from you guys would really, really help, and I appreciate it. I gotta feel terrible now.
Well, Kerry, after the show, I'll call you, and I'm gonna donate 50 to you to help you out,
man. Well, this is what I'm gonna do. You're gonna make your documentary, right?
Yes.
So when I go out there, I'm going to go Monday. When I come back, I'm going to come back through Fort Worth, and I'll come by there and I'll interview you, and I'll show you how I make our documentaries. So we'll call it a service.
There we go.
Service agreement right there. But hey, let's talk about some Bigfoot stuff. It's a Bigfoot channel. Let's do that. I came straight in bumming people out and bumming from everybody. So let's do something else. Who's got a question? I talked to I talked to my friend Brad. We talk on the phone for hours, and that's what we talk about mostly is Bigfoot. And we've got the expedition that we're going to do still, and that's what I'm trying to keep all this equipment here and not sell any of it. I got that $6,000 drone sitting there. I'm really trying to keep it, and he's got some things in the works for us there. I don't want to say anything and mess it up, but it kind of excited me a little bit that we could possibly have something else to go along with it. I don't know how to say it without giving anything away. We are going to shoot the film down there that we said we were going to shoot. As soon as we're able to go to Florida, we're going to do our episode with Crypto Reality for Bigfoot Odyssey, and then we are going to create the film. We're going to stay there for a week, go after the Bigfoot just like we planned to before. Not sure everybody that went on this other one is going to be able to make it, but some of them are. I think Jason, is definitely going. He's our medic. He's definitely going to be going. Not really sure about the other guys, but Brad is going to be going now. So yeah, we're still doing that. That's coming up hopefully in October. I think by then maybe COVID will be done. It won't be too hot to be down in South Florida, and so that's something looking up and coming up. And we have the Shudder. I'm trying to crank out as many videos as I can there. I just did, like I said, I've got one that's coming out tonight. I was just finishing it up. I'll upload it. It'll probably be out around 9 o'clock. What is that sound? Is that you, Zach?
What's that? Let me see. Hold on.
Something in the background. Better? Yeah, that's it. That's better. I heard somebody talking
in the background.
My wife's on the phone in the background. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
Here, let me fix it. Let me fix it.
I can't hear it anymore, so that's good. It's gone. Okay, and now it's definitely fixed. I forgot where I was. Going down to shoot the film in October, and so that's still to come. And I know there's some people were bothered and upset that I didn't put any footage out of this camping trip. But to me, there's nothing to show. And I think one lady said that they were disappointed that that we didn't put anything out. Well, that's not what we planned to do. It's just a bunch of guys camping. There's really nothing to show other than the interviews that I did with those guys, which will be good for when we actually do it. I'll use some of that stuff, but there's, like I said, there's nothing to show really. Those guys went out the day there was no evidence found. We heard some things, smelled some things. I'm not sure anything's on recording. I was going to listen to that recording and I might put some of that out on here for us to listen to if it's anything good, but it's not anything to make a production out of for Bigfoot Odyssey. So I'm sorry. That's just what it is. But that's not what anybody put in for, was that. They put in for the expedition to Florida. That's what we're going to do. That's what people are going to get, is that. And it's as soon as COVID's over, if it ever is over, or they open everything up in Florida and we can get down there, we're going to go do it. Oh, Zach did fix it. He went outside. You're on mute, by the way, if you try to say anything.
Yeah. Well, it's a little windy over here. I ain't trying to blow a lot of wind in there in your live stream here.
Let's see. Who's this? I'd love for him to be a guest on here. Claudia Largaspada. Who are we talking about?
Matt Johnson.
Oh, Dr. Matthew Johnson.
Yeah. Wait, I think I sent him an invite out.
Did you?
I think so, a while ago.
I don't have anything against Matthew Johnson. I really don't. I just don't agree with him. I have such a hard time agreeing with the guy on anything. And I know that's probably not a reason to do it. That we should probably be open to everything and everyone but if he would come on, I'd talk to him. Yeah, we could do that. It's just hard for me when I hear he's one of those guys that he kind of makes those absolute statements about Bigfoot. This is what they do. This is what they don't do. I've just heard him say those things a few times, and I find it hard for me to get past that. And asking him how he knows these things. I know they talk to him in his head, and all that stuff might be true. I'm not calling him, a liar or anything. I just don't agree with the guy with some of his assessments. I think he's got something else going on out there myself. I think he's in the middle of some kind of spot that's full of some paranormal stuff, and there just happen to be Bigfoot around. And I think they kind of are just there together. It's a coincidence, maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's how I feel about it. But we'll ask him to come on. I doubt he'll even come on here, but I probably just lost half the audience.
I don't think so. No, it'll be interesting. I'll, we can listen, can't we, and ask as we do, and people can. Sorry, my dog's just trying to get comfy.
Let's see. We're all getting a second lockdown around October. Sorry to say, but it is coming.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, Yankee. It is upsetting.
Thanks, Andy.
Yes.
Oh my God, I did not want to turn into that.
Andy gone grilling.
Man.
Andy gone grilling.
Yeah, because these little grilling videos now.
Yeah.
I see that he changed his name back.
Yeah.
Did anybody have any questions? Some Bigfoot. Who would you like to see on here besides Matthew Johnson? We'll ask him to come on. Who have we asked that hasn't? You had to go through David Paulides' publicist, right? And Les Stroud had to go through his publicist.
Yeah.
Daniela does all the hard work for this. I'll talk to people on the phone and ask them to come on, and they'll either say yeah or no. Usually that's the case. So some of the ones that we've asked to come on and they just either didn't have time. That was their excuse anyway. It's not like we're a big deal or anything, but to get those guys on, we got several we asked of the bigger names in the subjects that for whatever reason.
Well, I think we could get Jeff Meldrum on. I think he'd be happy to come on and do a chat with us. I have got his email. Nick Redfern, I need to get on that. I'm pretty sure Nick can come on.
Nick would come on.
Yeah.
Actually, we had Lyle on. Lyle said to tell him, to contact him if we do get in contact with him, and he would vouch for us. So Brilliant. That's a good thing. I talk to Mark Abel on the phone all the time. We text back and forth. He'll send me pictures and we'll talk about stuff. And he just doesn't do interviews. Yeah. You never hear him on anybody's stuff. I mean, you might have heard him once on one show a long time ago. I think we can get Callie from Colorado Forest Beings. He's a very energetic guy. He's a good guest. He's always got a lot to say whenever he's on here. So, he came, he did a guest spot, I think. Wild Crow says more. Donnie, we're going to do some more late shows. I was actually talking to Donnie. He sent me a message. He said, Kerry, I don't have any other experiences to talk about. He did the whole cat people thing. And I said, that's okay, Donnie. You can, I'll just have him guest host with me on a late show one night. As soon as I find another guest for the late show.
He's in the chat tonight.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Standing Goats Rescue. Well, let's see. So
we've had Wes on. Someone suggested Wes. Wes has been on a couple of times.
Yeah, Wes will come back on if I ask him to. He will. He calls me on Messenger all the time too. I say all the time. About once a month, Wes will call and we'll talk for an hour about nothing to do with Bigfoot whatsoever. Let's see.
Here we go.
SoCal, Steve Isdall. I doubt he would come on here.
I tried twice to contact him.
Yeah, I doubt he would come on here. I've had issues with them before. I mean, I think what he's doing is good. He's got a big platform. He's got a loud voice, and just some of the things he said I didn't agree with. And I don't have to agree with everybody. He could still come on here, and we could have a good conversation about it. But again, I don't think he would come.
I've contacted Rich. I'm just waiting for him to get back to me.
Okay.
So he's definitely one who'd like to do it.
Definitely. Leon, love to get him back on.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah. He'd like to interview you, actually. Did I mention that to you?
No.
Oh, just told you now then.
Good to know. Yeah, I would definitely go and do an interview with him. I think everybody's heard about all they're going to get out of me. I always say the same thing over and over again, just constantly regurgitating the same stuff until I come up with a new idea. something new, which is hardly ever do I come up with anything. Oh, look, I need to tell Linda. Somebody agrees with me.
What's that noise?
I don't know. Zach's outside now.
Okay.
Let's see. Janice Carter. There we go. That would be a really good one. I tried to get in touch with the family of the little boy that was stayed for days with the bear in January. It was a news story that this boy was taken care of by the bear in North Carolina, but they won't talk to anybody. Not anybody in Bigfoot. They don't want to have anything to do with it. So we were going to drive up there and do a show about it, Linda and I. So I know there's plenty of you guys on here that do just backyard research. Call, you guys are welcome to come on and talk about your experience. We can make a show out of it. Absolutely. Arkansas Bigfoot. Who's that?
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop and let you do it. Put that back up that you have.
Well, I was going to say Thomas Steinberg is
okay.
Yeah, it will happen, but he doesn't have a laptop or a phone. It would be through a phone, Skype or something. I could put him through like that. We can do that. It just you can't get on screen. The guy from Mike Patterson, not sure he'd come on. I've never seen him do an interview. Have you?
No.
Ontario. I've never seen him do a.
No, I've never seen him do an interview at all. I had Mark Zasky was going to come on, but he ended up having to work late ever since COVID hit, and he lost his other job, and we had to shut down A to Z. He's a fishing guide with his brother out in the Atlantic Ocean. They go out and take business people on fishing trips. So I always say, I wish my job was fishing. And then he just told me a little bit of what he has to do there, and it's work. So he comes in tired. So tonight there was no way. He's an hour behind us. So he said, I'd be walking the door dead and maybe make half the show. So
yeah,
he just wasn't able to come on, and we didn't have time to line anybody else up. So here we are talking to you guys about who you want to see. Snow White Bigfoot, Miss Ange, love to have her on here. Hadn't talked to her in a while. I don't know what she's doing. D Doss, should have got him back on too. I didn't even think about old D. I was on his show the other night though. He's back to doing the late show, not regularly. I think he does it once or twice a week. The BDRP late show. Cam Buckner. We're doing something different as far as the Shudder goes, and I'm working on a story now. It's somehow I talked to this guy on the phone. I can't remember. It was a while back. I talked to so many people that tell me their experiences, but I remembered this one. It was him and another guy, and had got lost somewhere up in the Adirondacks. And what I planned on doing is I'm writing the story, but what I'm doing is I'm adding some dialogue to it. So I'm going to take, me and Cam kind of dabbled in this a little bit. We did a story called John and Jake, about some guys from the Atchafalaya Basin. There was a guy and his 11-year-old nephew who couldn't speak. He might have been a little slow, but he never said anything. And Cam did the narration, and I did the dialogue, the voice for it. So what I planned on doing was I'm going to finish writing this story out. I'm not even halfway done with it yet, and get D Doss to do the narration. And then me and Cam are going to be the two guys. So it'll still going to be an actual Bigfoot encounter, but you guys are going to get to hear it a different way. You'll hear it as the guys in real time talking. And I've got Final Cut Pro 10, the latest updated version of it to edit with. And there's just thousands of different sound effects and different effects you can put in there. So I thought about doing actual like screams and roars and guys running through the woods along with it too. So just something different, a different way to tell a story. that it's actually got some dialogue.
So dramatize it a little bit.
Yeah. Because there are plenty of channels out there, just like mine, just like Dixie Cryptid, that tell other people's stories. I've got a fireside collection. I'm still working on the roadside sightings. I'm going to put together, starting tomorrow, finish putting together a long video. It's going to be well over an hour of nothing but roadside sightings, because at least 70% of all reported Bigfoot sightings are roadside sightings. Driving down the road, saw it standing there, it ran across in front of me. So they end up being really short. But I think if I take them all and collectively put them all in one video, as many as I can get anyway, the decent ones, most of them are pretty anticlimactic, and that's why you don't ever hear them. It's just something that ran across the road. So it's not a whole lot to tell, but I'm going to do it. So just something a little bit, kind of mix it up, do it a little bit different. I think I've talked enough.
Yeah. You sure?
Yes. I'm out of breath.
We had some more suggestions. We should get Scott on. We've not had him on for a bit. Oh, you're going to play for money?
Yeah, we can play a song.
Yeah. You haven't done that for ages.
How does that sound? Can you hear that? Probably doesn't sound that good, does it?
Doesn't sound too bad.
I'm going to spill my water and everything else. You want to hear the Shudder intro?
Excellent.
There you go.
Very good.
Amazing. That was really good.
That's new Shudder music. You'll be hearing that on there pretty soon.
Nice.
What else can we do? What else we got?
Suggestion was the Res Squatching guys. They'd be good to get on.
Yeah, I'll holler at Barry. Hadn't talked to him in a while. We were supposed to go down there again in May, but COVID. We'll blame it all on COVID. What a mess.
Yeah. It has been, hasn't it?
So we have a lineup now. We'll get after those guys and see if they want to come on here for you. Anybody here that would like to come on and talk about their experience, you're welcome. You can call me, go to our website, bigfootodyssey.us, right there on the front page. Is it here?
It's in the description.
It is in the description. Well, just in case. There it is.
There you go.
That's our website, bigfootodyssey.us. Bottom left of the home page is my phone number. You can call me any old time. If you want to talk about your Bigfoot experience, I'll write it down. We'll put it out. Or you can come on here and tell it yourself. Totally up to you.
Yeah. It would be good to...
Sorry. Just trying to go through the chat here.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it'd be good to get some people that are in the chat to come on sometime, just to chat.
Yeah, absolutely.
They they're
we
always...
got Zach. Actually, Zach wasn't planning on being here. We just asked him to stay. Whenever I came in, Zach and Daniela were just talking about something. I don't know what they were talking about, but I was like, all right, we got Zach on the show. It was our guest. And Zach was like, I was planning on leaving.
Yeah. As you can tell, I am not set up for this tonight. Wife's actually on her computer working, so
that's okay. She's working.
Yeah.
Linda's working. Linda's got like 1 day off in 2 weeks. Yeah. And that's all she gets. And that was yesterday. So she's back at it. She's probably about to walk through the door any minute. I gotta get that girl some time off for sure. She's not having a good time. She's not going to be happy about Bear. I can tell you that much. Barb Shoop was another one. I think whenever we started Bigfoot Odyssey, and nobody knew who we were at all. Not that many know now, but a few do. If you ask them, if you're in the Bigfoot circles, you ask them about us, and they kind of know. I sent out invitations. It was just a form letter, and I just changed the name. So I think about 15 or so people that I was interested in telling their story, and Barb Shoot was one of them. The Bigfoot Outlaws, Dustin Duncan, who we ended up doing the very first show with, was one of them. He was actually the only one that responded. Nobody, everybody else, Vic Cundiff. I talked to Vic Cundiff, and he just wasn't interested in doing it. I think he would probably come on here and do an interview, but he didn't want his whole story to be told, the way we had planned on doing. Y'all see the way we do the docs. But thank goodness Dustin Duncan picked up and decided, I don't know what happened to that guy. He just quit, I guess. Crypto PTSD.
Yeah, I used to like listening to his, he had some podcasts, didn't he?
Yeah, just, if you want to call it a podcast, a show on YouTube where you had people on talking about Bigfoot experiences. Just kind of like a mini or another version of, Sasquatch Chronicles. But it was mostly, the idea is crypto PTSD. Obviously, the idea is people that have had, serious issues after becoming in contact with Bigfoot. But he would have on whoever he wanted, whoever would come on is who he'd have on. And I don't know what happened to him.
Vic was on Texas show a few weeks back.
Was he? Okay. So he will come on.
Yeah.
I could have called Tex to come on here. I don't know. I'm not thinking right now. This is Donnie says, working on trying to convince another encounter victim to come on. Okay, good. Haven't hooked him yet, but close. Get him. Bring him on here. If you let him watch the show and see that, we're not beating anybody down. I've had my own Bigfoot experience, so we can definitely sympathize with anyone that's had this, and nobody here is going to rag on anybody else about their experience. It's just not gonna happen. Our moderators will not put up with it. Ken King, Arkansas Bigfoot. I'm glad you changed your name back, Andy. Good to see. I don't know what that other thing was you had up there, but
well, he's actually easy to find now. You can actually find him on YouTube.
I can find him with the other name. Right. Why have you done that?
Andy has a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy gone grilling, Andy gone fishing, Andy gone walking. There's a lot of
Andy gone preaching.
Andy gone
so was the name of the channel Andy Gone Fishing?
Andy Gone Fishing, yeah.
I'll go subscribe to Andy Gone Fishing. I'm gonna go do that now. Why did I not know this?
It's gonna make you hungry when you watch some of his grilling, his little grilling videos.
Where?
Who else have we got in?
Linda just walked in. That was nice.
Hi, Linda. Yeah, we have to get Bill and Sheila to come back up. Oh, okay.
Getting a ton of messages here now.
Just going back here.
You're okay, Andy. I'm gonna go and check out your channel for sure, Andy. Here, as soon as this show is over, you know, we don't have a lot to bring to you. If you guys have any questions about Bigfoot,
this is a good point from YO Crow. Sometimes we just need to take a break from Bigfoot and talk with each other.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Here at Gordon Niemeyer, Pappy Two Bears. How about trying to find a psychologist that has treated cryptid PTSD victims? Come on the show. Yeah, you know who I might be able to get? Barb Charlton. She is the emotional freedom techniques. She's helped several people that have had really bad experiences, including myself. With she may come on. She actually does it. What is it? It's not Skype. What is it? Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a pain in the neck to do, though. This is so much easier. StreamYard is.
We can get 10 on here now, you know.
Really?
10, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Fantastic. That's just what we need. 10 people talking over each other.
Be great, wouldn't it? Be great.
I will say that
I would just be sat at the back, like
that cryptid PTSD is a real thing, and I don't think a lot of people know really believe in that. I feel like I'm one of them. I know you are, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there that haven't even came out to talk about it as well.
Yeah, you know, people always, especially myself, equate PTSD with soldiers that have been in war, and I never wanted to call it PTSD. What happened to me, because I didn't want to disrespect anybody that had actually been through war, because I haven't. But I knew it was something was happening. Something was going on there. And it's still, I had a dream. I don't know. Linda. She's outside. Probably 2 weeks ago, I had a dream. And I knew I was dreaming, but I couldn't move. And I'm trying to hit Linda and wake her up. She's a pretty light sleeper anyway. But it was another Bigfoot dream. You know, I'm dreaming that I'm laying in bed. And then, of course, I realized I was dreaming when Linda was standing at the foot of the bed and she bent down. When she bent down, there's a Bigfoot standing behind her in the room, in the house, you know. And then I think I realized I was dreaming and came out of it. But it happens. It just comes on. It's happened not a lot lately, but when I hear something like audio that like grabs me, it just seems like I'll have a dream about, you know, Bigfoot that night coming up. But I had never had one like that. That was definitely strange and different.
That's all it
Josh
takes,
Gates.
isn't it, sometimes.
Some of these guys like Josh Gates, you can try to contact them, I guess, if you know somebody, but they have publicists, you know, so you have to go through channels to get to some of these people. And it's sometimes they get back to you, or the publicist will get back to you, and
sometimes they just shut you down.
Yeah, in a nice way. They're pretty nice about it. Les Stroud was nice about it. We're not big enough for those guys. Maybe
Oh
one day.
no, not those. Interesting question.
You know, I don't know. You know, Richard got mad at me. I love Richard Borchardt, I do, but he got mad at me. I took him off of being an admin from the group, and he got upset with me and left. So I haven't talked to him since. Who else?
Um,
Al. What about Al? I talked to him the other day. Our old video analyst, Al Yankelunas.
oh yeah.
Yeah, they're just everybody's stuck inside from COVID. You know, he and his wife are on up there in age, so they're not getting out. But it's good to hear from him. It's good to hear from anybody these days. So please feel free. If you want to talk about Bigfoot, I'm here. Trail to Bigfoot guys. I think I asked them. They were one of the people that I sent in the beginning to tell their story, and they were like, they weren't interested. So I know Mark. I don't know his last name. It's Chris and Mark. Mark's the tall guy. He had some kind of experience here recently that really messed him up and freaked him out. I'd love to get him on here talking about it, but you know, we'll see. I doubt they'll come on here. We can all we can do is try. You guys know any of these people? Tell them we're looking for them. A little tap on the shoulder.
Bigfoot Explorer. How's Scott doing? I've not heard from Scott in.
Don't talk to him anymore. I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't talked to him in a while. I asked him how they were doing probably a month and a half ago, and they said they were doing good. You know, nobody's doing anything. They can't go out and do a film. You know, or Scott's got young kids. I'll say young. I think they're 10 and 12, but that's young enough. Scott's a single father. He's not going to go out, get something and bring back to his kids. So he's being really careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hiker Dave. Need to get Hiker Dave come back on for sure.
He's had stuff on, but he's on for it. He'd definitely come back on again.
I'd get Cam to come back on, but he just doesn't like doing interviews. He's like, Kerry, I'll come on if you really, really want me to. I'm like, no, I'm not. If you don't want to come on here, I don't want you to come on. You don't want to. Love to have you on if you want to be here, but I'm not going to drag you.
I agree with you, Kerry. What you said earlier, having somebody from the group that's actually some of these people that are actually in the backwoods, actually seeing these things, getting their reports as well.
Yeah.
You know,
we have a pretty good base here. I mean, there's 161 people watching right now. They're in the chat right now anyway. There's no telling how many are watching us embarrass ourselves. Watching me embarrass myself. Anyway. Carl Gotro. Hadn't talked to Carl in a while either. Let's see how they're doing. All I do is read stories, y'all. That's all I do. I'm constantly looking for something to put out and get the other channel built up. Is his name Jim Timber Giant Bigfoot? That's Jenny Sutter.
Got 438 in.
Yeah. 163 in chat. I just think Timber Giant Bigfoot. I think his name is Jim. Yeah, I'd love to talk to him. Love to talk to that guy.
Yeah, I've tried actually recently.
Have you?
I'm not sure he's doing interviews, so I have put my feelers out.
Matt Squatch. We actually had Matt lined up for a show, and he had the family emergency and had to back out. And we just haven't gotten back around to I love the little icon there, Chris. What's that guy's name?
Modern Explorer. Well, we had Glenn on from Modern Explorer, but not is it Matteo? We'll have to try and get them both on together
for sure.
The guy from Livewire, yeah, I'm not sure he's wanting to do interviews. I can always.
He says, "What about me?" Yeah.
Oh, where is it? Sorry, I didn't see that. I saw someone writing. I can't see that. Oh, there we go. Oh, he's saying, what about me? People are suggesting that people come on, who want to come on.
We want to get you on the show, Livewire.
Yeah, that's it, basically.
Yeah. These are all
Shane Carpenter, definitely.
Yeah, we'll get Shane back. Shane's been on a few times. He's always good.
Yeah.
Always a good guest. Max Powers, hadn't had him on in a while.
Mm.
Get him back. Mark Barton, he's suggesting him. But we can talk to Max, see if he'll want to come back on. Yeah, definitely Hiker Dave.
Yeah.
Todd Standing, I doubt Todd would come on. We'll see. I'll have Todd on, sure. There's just some people we haven't ever asked or never thought to ask, you know. A primatologist on the show.
You find it, we'll get him on.
Yeah, those people, they're so worried about their career. You know, when it comes to this subject, it's touchy for people that have careers in the science field or teach. You know, Jeff Meldrum, he's got tenure. He doesn't care anymore. He's not really worried about losing his job, though he almost did at one point. I think
I think this is a yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Good deal. All right. Well, we have plenty of emails. You can contact us. yourbfstory@gmail.com, bigfootodyssey@gmail.com, read my narrative@gmail.com. We have a lot.
Get in touch and then we can sort out a time and a date. Or
again, you can find my phone number on our website and call or text or whatever you want to do. But all right, Chris Noel, hadn't seen him in a while. We could see what Chris is up to here lately and get him back.
We've got quite a few suggestions.
We do.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that. Appreciate everybody that's suggesting. We want to have people on it that you guys want to see and listen to and ask questions. Find stuff about Mark and Larry from Sawdust Beast. Yeah, we get those guys back on. Maybe we should just have we could do a marathon. Haven't done one of those in a while where we have a bunch of people lined up for every day and just, what are you doing since COVID? Have, something like that. Are you handling things? Are you able to research what's going on with your Daniela and I will talk about this. We'll work something.
Yeah. We'll do like a week.
That's a good idea. But yeah, we'll do a week-long thing, especially since Linda's going to be doing a lot of working. So, and I'll holler at Wes, and I'll see if Mark Abel will come on, and Callie, and
Mr. Extremes.
Yeah, Mr. Extremes. Hadn't talked to him in a while. Brent and Don. See if those guys will come. We'll get Hiker Dave. We'll
Taylor and Tate.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll get his name Dennis. What's his name? Taylor and Tate. Dave Martin. Yeah, those guys are fearless. They got their camera that we sent them, by the way.
Cool.
Yeah, I think they're using it, and I think they put a few videos out with it. They made another documentary using it. So
did you get your camera? Sorry, Zach, did you get your camera?
Yes, it is awesome.
Cool.
I know you can live stream from it. I'm just not tech savvy. I don't really know. I probably got to watch some YouTube videos on it to figure out how it works on that part. But just filming it and doing the edits, I mean, you get a wider view of everything, almost as you're like physically looking at it versus a closed in, I guess, lens where it's, you're limited on what you see. So it works out great. I love it. I haven't used it in the water yet. I do want to use it in the water. It's just, over here in Texas, we don't really have that clear water. So
that's true. It's like the sound out here in the Gulf. It's not pretty and blue. You get over towards Alabama, Gulf Coast, the water starts getting blue because it gets deeper.
Yeah.
But the Mississippi Sound, good fishing, great fishing. But you can actually probably walk out a good mile before it gets deep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's so silty and yeah, it's just stirred up. The little barrier islands. Once you get past those, the water's blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Question for you.
There's Christy Sci-Fi gal. She's here.
Hi, Christy.
Yep. Hey, Christy. Seen you in a while. Favorite story from my other shows you'd like to share on this one? Favorite, I don't like to play favorites, but I can't recall any previous show right now. I'll tell you what, we did a late show with Donnie Miller the first one we did with him when he told his experience. That was like edge of your seat type of stuff. Of course, Donnie's very detail oriented, and he's just so deliberate with his delivery. When he's talking about it, this happened to this guy, and the experience that he had. He's in this place in Florida checking hog traps. They were trying to clear out hogs from these farmers' land because they were digging up the peanuts and all this. And there's like 3 fields in this area. And you have to go through, you can pull into one field, but there's this narrow road. It's like a 2-lane road because the farmer brings his tractor through there, and it's like 100 yards, and it's sand on where the tires go, and there's grass in between. And then you can see the other field that you get to, and that's where you have the hog trap. Well, he's walking down there, and he's hearing something off to his right, paralleling him. Well, there's a little drainage ditch. This is a little small ditch right there at the end. He said as soon as he stepped over it, he heard this low growl, and he thought it was a pig. It was just really low. Steps on out into the field there, and he's waiting to see this pig come running out, but it never does. Goes on down, checks the trap. I'm paraphrasing a lot of this, by the way. Checks the trap. Well, on his way back, that little stream is right there in the beginning. As soon as he crossed it, he hears it again. This low growl. He goes a little further, and he starts smelling this awful smell. It's like a lot of smells in one: garbage and rotted meat and really strong urine. And he's thinking in his head, because his brother-in-law told him black bears smell really bad. Well, and there's something heavy coming through, walking beside him. So this is what's on his mind. There's this bear. Well, he's got a rifle, a 7mm short mag, 5-shot, which is nothing to sneeze at. That thing will kill whatever. It's a high-powered rifle. And I think he gets maybe halfway down, and he hears this thing come through the bush, and he stops. And he can feel it's right behind him. And he said, all of a sudden, he smelled what smelled like fermented oranges, which I thought was interesting. Like maybe this thing had been eating some oranges. It's Florida. There's orange trees everywhere. And he's thinking it's 10 feet right behind him. Well, it's 10 o'clock at night, and the moon is out. It's pretty bright. He can see his car that his girlfriend is in, and he can see the moonlight shining off of the bumper and the chrome around the headlights. And he's got his headlamp on, but he's got it pointed down toward the ground about 6 feet in front of him because moccasins are so bad out there, snakes. So he turns around expecting to see, the field, at least that he just left, because the moon is out, but everything's blacked out. So he's like confused because his light's pointing down and he doesn't see this bear 10 feet away. And then he just kind of, he broke his neck a while back. So his range of motion is not that good. He just kind of leans back like this, and there's standing 4 feet right behind him is a 9-foot tall caveman, how he described it. And he said it's sitting, and it's got its arms, its fists at a 9-degree angle like this. and they're pointed at him, and he would sling his arm down. He kept, before any of that, he said he was hearing this thump, this boom, hit the ground like something heavy. Well, this thing would sling its arm down to the ground and stomp at him, and that was that thump he was hearing. Well, he said, I slowly, he didn't want to shoot it, so he slowly turns around and starts flashing his light at his girlfriend in the car, and finally cycles through it because it's got different settings, cycles through it and gets her attention, and she turns on the headlights and then hits the brights, and as soon as she hits the brights, the horn starts blowing. Well, as soon as the horn blew, he said this thing took off across to the right, just tearing through the woods, and then he scooted on and got to the car. And when he got there, his girlfriend was hysterical. That was the effing caveman, standing right there with you. And they got out of there, and I mean, and it messed him up. He didn't go back in the woods for years. And when he did go back, he didn't go back there. He said he'll never go back there to that place. But you have to hear it. You hear him tell it. There's a lot more detail in it. But that's probably, to me, one of the better encounter stories. We don't get a lot of encounters on here. We get sometimes. Mostly we'll get researchers. It's a researcher's reports. What's going on in your area? What are you doing in the subject? The whole idea of researcher's report was to show some solidarity and some unity in the subject, where people can come together, even if it is in one place, and talk about what they're doing. So that was kind of the whole idea of researcher's report anyway. But I'd say that was it. Did we fill an hour yet?
3 more minutes. Come on.
3 more minutes?
You can do this.
You're doing great. You're doing wonderful.
It's the Kerry Show.
Yeah. What have you got coming up for a late show? Have you got anything organized?
No. I'm gonna have Donnie guest host with me on the next one. I had Pat Turner guest host with me a couple times. Good guy. He's got he just started a Facebook group for his podcast, Squatch Talk. So he's got that going on. He's kind of got a radio type personality, I would call it. But just a good dude, drone pilot, Bigfoot researcher. He and I talk drones most of the time. Had him on, but no, looking for normally I don't line anything up for the late show. Usually it's somebody that I talk to on the phone, and I'm just like, hey, why don't you come on the show where everybody can hear this? Because this needs to be heard by everybody. That's how the late show usually goes. So yeah, whenever I just talked to, like I said, I've been talking to Brad, but I don't know if he'll come on. I'll see. Brad, if you're listening, come on the late show. Do a late show with me one night. You'll be all right.
Well, I've got Lee McInerney on Friday.
Oh, nice.
From Cryptid Myths and Mysteries.
Yeah. Cryptid Myths and Mysteries.
I mentioned last night on a stream that he was coming on, and I went, Lee from Cryptid 559. It's like,
that's
no.
Javier. That's actually Javier.
Yeah, well, it was late. I kind of got it right. There was some right words in there. And then what have I got? Anything Goes on Sunday night. I've got Jason and I've got Moggy or Monster coming on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And Zach's coming on next Sunday to Anything Goes. Because literally anything goes on a Sunday night on Hidden Existence. We started talking about cryptids and we ended up talking about eating insects at the end of it. So, yeah, literally go.
You ever wonder how many spiders you've eaten in your sleep?
I think it's like 20 over a lifetime.
That's exactly what they say.
Yeah.
I do want to applaud Daniela for just staying up. I know it's like 2 a.m. where you're at, and you do this every week, and you're awesome. You're awesome.
I was doing it twice a week.
Yeah, I'm still doing it twice a week, really.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Really, you are.
That's right.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm always seeing. I'm in in the back scene in your chats, and I'm seeing this. I'm like, wow, she's really, you got a lot of dedication, and I had to applaud you for that. And I'm sure a lot of people think the same way. So,
Zach, that sounded like a rattlesnake.
It does, doesn't it?
I guess this is what you get when you're out here in the country. I mean, you you don't get dogs barking, you get donkeys, you get horses, you get the locusts right there. Yeah, we got rattlesnakes, copperheads. I mean, it's just out here in the woods. I mean, so
yeah, that sounds like a rattlesnake.
It does. Yeah, I've never even heard one before. But
that's why I keep muting, because I know this thing keeps going off over here. So,
I don't know. We may have a late show before I leave and head out to Texas. I want to thank everybody that's helped out there so much. I'll thank everybody properly later whenever I find out who all it is. But very humbling and much appreciated for sure. Thank you, Zach, from Rooted Expeditions, for joining us here.
Thanks
for our researcher's report that we had not really a real researcher on tonight. Or
you only met me before the show to chat about something.
Yeah.
ended up staying.
Yeah.
And Daniela, thank you as always for staying up with us. You're awesome.
You're welcome. And so are you. And I'm pretty sure you're going to be back on your feet, back doing. This is not just you; it's everybody's struggling.
I know it's so
that's what you've got to remember. Yeah, everybody's feeling it as well. So you'll get back up there.
I made some bad choices with the
whole
expedition. The expedition just got me wrong time. But hey, you guys say a prayer for Bear. It's just he's in the hospital now and he's not coming out. So
sad.
Yeah, it is. But thanks for showing up, everybody. We thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you Friday, right?
Friday on Hidden Existence.
Yes, Friday on Hidden Existence.
And we'll be back here next Wednesday with someone.
We'll be here with somebody next Wednesday.
Someone that was mentioned tonight.
So, one of those
people. Challenge. We'll sort it out.
We'll sort it out.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, y'all.
Thank you.